Last is corner joints. Depending on the weld position and what you want the finished corner to look like, there are choices in preparation and fit up to provide good penetration. One piece can be beveled at a 45-degree angle, opening it up so you can get the rod all the way to the bottom. The beveled edge is going to heat up quicker than the flat. Angle the rod into the joint, making sure the puddle flows out and ties into both pieces. A first pass of 60-10 or 60-11 will provide good penetration and is easier to handle in the bottom of the joint. With 70-18, try using a 332 diameter rod for the first pass, especially in the horizontal or vertical weld position. Keep the top of the filler beads flat to avoid trapping slag and leave the top edges as guides for the cap. On thinner metal, you can tack up the pieces without a bevel, then use a grinder to groove the joint. For ornamental type projects, you can grind the weld for a nice square corner. Corners can also be fit up butting the inside edges. For maximum penetration, tack up leaving a small gap. This type of fit up requires less metal preparation, and for ornamental type work, the weld can be polished for a more rounded corner or ground flat for a beveled corner. In the horizontal position, angle the rod into the corner, fairly perpendicular to the weld, and maintain a uniform arc gap. When both pieces are the same thickness, they should heat up evenly and relatively quick. With 70-18, adjust your travel speed so the puddle flows out to the top and bottom edges, but move fast enough to keep the weld deposit from sagging. Because both edges are heating up quickly, the filler metal will be more fluid, limiting the amount of weld buildup you can handle without having it sag. If you need to make 2 passes to fill the joint, run the first one fusing the corner and out to the bottom edge. Use the second pass to fill in the top. On thicker metal, plan the weld, leaving a little of the corners for the final series of passes. In the vertical position, downhill will make a flatter weld and will probably require more than 1 pass. For vertical up with 70-18, the outside edges are going to melt fast, so try using a smaller diameter rod for better control. Pay attention to the arc gap, following the base metals into the corner and along the sides. Keep moving. You won't have to hesitate at all on the outside edges. On any type of corner joint, you want the amount of weld to equal the thickness of the metal. If you have any concerns about the strength of the joint, you can make a fillet on the inside, but this will tend to draw the pieces in the direction of the weld. Whenever possible, always try to make the outside weld first. Well, I hope I've given you an idea of how to put 2 pieces of metal together. There are many more options in metal preparation and fit up to provide for penetration, limit the effects of the metal drawing, and reduce the amount of filler metal deposit. Regardless of the type of weld joint you're working on, you need to experiment with the amperage, rod angle, and travel speed, learning to control the amount of weld deposit and figuring out just how much metal you can carry without having it sag or drip. Make slight adjustments in the travel speed when necessary to maintain the puddle and use the rod angle to control the shape of the weld buildup. Focus on the weld puddle, watching the sides tie in and keeping the filler metal from overheating. Above all else, take your time, have fun with this, and work safely.